Howdy, folks. We are back on Yukon on Big Salmon Peak. All right, we have what you see up in the corner there. We need to make 3 metal beams. And then what you don't see, because it's still locked, is they want a large pipe after that. So and I've got my latest mods all stacked up here. The trailer too, but that's not what I was referring to. I've got this Azov 4220 Iceberg is the mod. It has a steering axle in the front, besides still being able to pivot in the center. This is a MAZ 534. That was inspired by MudRunner. That one next to it is my truck. They named it after me. It's Big Bob. You can have an empty bed for hauling one spot of supplies, or you can have the repair supplies in it. Obviously, you can pull a trailer. I don't recall if you can put a saddle on it, but I just grabbed some extra fuel. And then over there next to that is a new pickup truck. You can have singles or dualies on it. For the map that we're on, I thought chain tires would be a good idea. And the biggest chain tires you can get are dualies. So then there's another option to put dually fenders on it. And you can see it's got a 4-spot gooseneck. I was thinking about trying the pipe with that because it'll fit on a 4-spot. But I've never even driven the thing up to here from the garage. So I don't know what kind of power it's got under the hood and if it would make it with a heavy piece of pipe on it. We might have to explore that later. But I do have the Royal with the 5-spot at the rolled steel factory, or 6-spot rather. Next to that is, well, you got the Blazer over there. Excuse me. Nobody can miss a Blazer. And then that next to it, between the other two Chevys, is a Kaiser. Of course, the Chevy truck is not called a Chevy. It can't have any badging on it. So you got a Chevy, you got the Kaiser, and you got a Chevy. The Kaiser comes with some, you can stock some repair points, some fuel. So what I'm gonna do is I need 10 units of rolled steel. So I'm gonna jump in the iceberg over here, pull it ahead, and hook up the mast on a rope. Between the two gives me 10 spots. When it comes to driving them back loaded, I might run them separately, or if I have, oops, hang on, if I have trouble getting through the swamp with them back to back, one toe in the other, maybe I'll let go of one of them. Okay. Am I really too far away? Or what's going on? Or is it the 8-spot trailer bug where it won't let you tow anything off the back of it? I forgot about that. So it looks like we might be running them down there separately. Hey, there we go. Just needed to be that much closer. I might need to jump into that mast and fire it up. Take the brake off. Okay, it's running. Brake is off. This thing is really kind of quirky, the way it has the double steering. If you reverse with it, it's really kind of quirky. It turns very quickly in reverse. Oops. And I see it likes to bounce off of guardrails. I don't know if it's the mods or what, but this thing's being really janky. It's lagging every few seconds. Probably won't show up in the video, but I don't. For me, it's really laggy. Now, I want to repeat, I've never driven any of these before. So I don't know if they're the golden goose or golden turd. We got that thing behind us still. Oh, you know what? When I jumped back there to make sure it was running with the brake off and then came back to this one, it wasn't hooked up anymore. God dang it. Oops, I don't need that. Leaving the truck made the winch cable come off. No wonder I didn't feel any drag around those corners and shit. Well, this will give us a chance to drive this one. It does not sound or even look a whole lot like the MudRunner Maz 543. That one had much bigger wheels on it. Stood up a lot taller. And I understand that they changed the add-ons for SnowRunner. In MudRunner, it was just a log haul truck. But it sounded like it had a real engine. I mean, this thing sounds like it's got a Volkswagen engine. But it's decent to drive. It's got a snorkel. What's this dangerous water level shit? That's what I wanted, the back end of the trailer. Okay, there. And let's go again. You know, I should have seen that it didn't say pull winch or release winch. But, you know, dementia just doesn't occur to you. Will this thing move along a little faster and high? Or will it just sit there and get stuck? Now what is going on? All that truck behind me is over against the pole. What the hell for? See if I can push it back off of it. Dang it, I had it off the pole. Oh, for fuck's sake. As if I'd known of it, if I had known it was going to be this pokey slow through the swamp, I would have taken the long way around and stayed on the asphalt roads. And it might not make it down there and back to the rolled steel factory without fuel. With a few improvements, this would be a really nice mod. The way it is, it's pretty much your average pokey SnowRunner truck. Given it's a much better Antarctic than what we had before. I mean, the first time I tried to drive the Azov 4220 Antarctic, it took about 30 seconds to tip it over. Where am I going? Yeah, that's okay. It looked like I was going up on the tracks. Well, actually, I kind of am. I don't want to. That's the rolled steel factory. I wanted to stay down in the swamp. Must have took a wrong turn. Of course, is there a right turn? A correct way? The swamp, you just kind of make your way through. Yeah, I remember. It's a big swamp there, unless you go past Frank's house. But you can't turn right there. It takes you off course. You have to keep going this way. And then you have another big swamp. I think you can go around the back there a little bit. But that's one of them squirrely trees. I like to keep it as close to the tracks as I can, and then I'll come out right up behind the warehouse. There's a container up there that we might be able to use for a cabin. But I've taken quicker trips through the swamp. Let's try automatic and see if it'll keep going. There were two transmissions for this. The off-road, and then I think the other one was called a balanced or highway or something. It said something about being tuned for performance, but only had one low gear. That rock just hosed me. There we go. I hope that Maz isn't sitting there emptying the gas tank, fuel tank. 'Cause I just dumped it and ran. You gotta watch out for these boulders. They will dump you over. Here's a third one. Wow, almost half an hour in. I know I spent a few minutes talking about the trucks, but Jeez. That was a long drive, and we have to get another truck down here. I think I'm gonna park this right here, kill the engine, and go get the other truck, which is way back here. Yeah, it was running, but it doesn't seem to have used much fuel. I suppose at an idle, it really doesn't use any. A lot of times I would turn there instead of going through all this deep water. But well, let's go through there. There's no particular path. You just kind of have to make your own. But this deep water takes so long to get through. Looks like there's still a good wood framing house back there. I think I remember seeing that on the map. So the railroad tracks are right there. I suppose you could follow the tracks instead of plowing through the trees. Just till you get right about here and see there's a road coming in. Well, I got the lifted suspension on this and it's nosing in. Do I have... No, I can't raise it higher. Got a niche and I got a tree, but it disappeared. I remember coming down that hill right there and having to make that sharp left or with the big boulder on the inside of the turn. Would this thing go faster and high? I would go around this, but yeah, apparently I probably should have, but I can probably go through it in the time it would take to go around it. That's where the 8 spot always bottoms out. High seems to go exactly the same speed as automatic. It's in 5th gear, so this is all you get. It seems to have no problem just cruising right along. If it just had some taller gears, some better speed. The chained tires were the best of the bunch as far as traction on all surfaces. Otherwise, I wouldn't use them for driving through a swamp. Whoops. Okay, there's exactly 10 metal rolls left. I can put 8 in the other truck. 8 on the other truck. Keep this thing back out of the way so I don't have trouble turning around the iceberg. Oh, never mind. I was thinking, after my comment about taking the long way around and staying on the asphalt, that I would do that on the way back. But I can't, because now we have to go to the rolled steel factory. You see that heavy fuel trailer sitting there? I've done that job. But I had to reload the game. Eight more. There we go. The iceberg and 8. I'll watch some quirky backing up. Actually, it might be easier because it's straight. Yeah, it goes crooked really fast, but it straightens out fast too. There's no problem with it getting it to come back straight. Oh gosh, can I pull both of these? Maybe I should try pulling the iceberg with the mass. Oh, it's gonna take so long. I'm 36 minutes in already. And I just picked up the steel. Oh, God. The mass seems to want to move along a little faster. So maybe we'll try doing it the other way around. It doesn't look like it would have that great a turning radius, but it actually pretty much does. It does pretty good, is what I'm trying to say. Oh, no center point. I need it a little closer. All right. Well, how's that for a screenshot? Let's try and get both of these out of here. Come on, Maz. Ah. Okay, I'll go back to the controller now. Looks like the Azov's doing pretty good. It's keeping up. It's keeping the rope slack most of the time. I could download a mod that would give me a 10-spot trailer, but I've never done that. I didn't want it to go longer than an 8-spot. The Maz doesn't seem to care that the Azov is back there. It's still running fifth gear. Oh, but I missed the corner. Trying to take a closer look at the gear selector. I have to go pretty wide to allow for all the shit behind me. I would like for it to come back instead of... It rode that frickin' tree right up till it fell over. I don't think it's got a... Nope, doesn't have an offline winch. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just trying to get somewhere that I can pull this thing over. All I've done so far is turn it upside down. It's not coming over. It's... Release winch. Back up out of here a little bit. Park it there. Hit the handbrake. Come off the front. Over to this corner. I love using untested equipment. Alright, changed truck. Every time I try to go forward, I end up running into one of them damn things. I think I'm gonna leave this here and go get the rest of that steel to the factory. I'm at 45 minutes. If I have time, I'll come back and get this. And it was working so good to pull both of them. But for one lousy piece of shit tree. Yeah, the Azov is slower without the Maz in front of it. There's the cabin. Actually, there's a path that'll take you across the back side of the cabin, and then you'll miss this big part of the swamp. See where I am. I want to come up out of here, right there. So I got another 200 meters in the shit. And like I said, this is where the eight spot always gets stuck. Only if I have a crash, I can generally just pull it across. Ah. 49 minutes just to get some steel. Haven't even done anything with it. I don't see my pointer, so yeah, this is where I want to go up. So, decent truck, but that power band would work better on a lighter load. Yeah, that's what I wanted, to sit sideways across the tracks. Come on. The trailer's hanging up. And I suppose the trailer's hitting that pole. Suppose I can't see what the fuck is going on. I know there's a way I can get in there on this double steering point. Has its good side, but it has its downside too. When you're, like trying not to slide down the side of a hill. Anyways, I started to say the place I would come in on that side is blocked. Look at that turning radius. See, it's blocked with that. Okay, open storehouse. Unload. And then back it up out of the way. And see if we can get that other truck over here in the last 5 minutes. Leave it over here in the bushes. It's the bushes. That's right, I gotta pick the shit up. Let's try and make that a quick operation. I don't even know where it's sitting except that it's in there. That was way off, but whoops, I didn't restore the crane. There we go. But screw it, it was quick. Actually, it's not that place, it's the other place up here where you can run behind it or in front of it. I saw a ramp going up, but we're not there yet. Is it this one? Nope. Next one. Not even gonna try to go out and follow the tracks. Whoops. Couldn't see that because of the tree. It's still running. That ain't gonna hold. That ain't gonna hold. That's in completely the wrong place. Which way does the crane pop out? Towards the ground, doesn't it? Keep extending. There we go. Now bring it back in. Swing it around, swing the weight around to the high side as too much. Come down. Why won't it do what I want? F should lower it, but it makes it closer to the ground on the wrong fucking side. There we go. That's not gonna hook up to shit. I thought I might be able to either push it over or get the weight. It was going over, but then the weight of the crane pulled it back. Let's restore it. And then activate it again. And stop it right there. Curl it down. Wait, bring it in. Curl it down some more. Now push. Now see if I can get an anchor line. Let's see, leave the crane. Yeah, of course there ain't shit for an anchor line. Let's just escape out of this entirely and then see if I can do anything. No, the tree is... Oh, I'm hooked to the tree. That's what the problem is. There we go. I didn't think that was all just the crane. Okay. Now, activate anchors. I didn't use them in the swamp, but I was sitting on level ground. Crane. One of the rolls stayed in the truck. Doesn't seem to want to raise it anymore. It's pretty sad that this thing dumped the shit twice. And both times it was the fault of a tree. No. Come on, come back this way. You mofo. If I could pull it over, that shit would stay in there. What did I get, 10 feet? It's this goddamn ditch now. I was trying to stay out of it when I hit the tree, and I couldn't see the pole because of the tree. So once I mowed the tree down, then I could see the pole, and I smashed into it. Well, as soon as I try backing up off the pole, then the tree that I ran over flips the fucking truck. See, I could go right through if it wasn't for the Royal sitting there. Whoops. V, not M. Pack cargo. Now, since I'm on this side of the tracks, can I stay up here and run down the tracks? This shorter vehicle going right here, if I can get it to turn. I'm going to complete this job if I have to split the video in half to make it upload. I need 3 metal beams. Now I need to load 3 metal beams. There's the load screen. There's the metal beams. I should, before I leave, I should see if the 4 rolls left are sufficient to make a large pipe. Yeah, it's perfect for one large pipe. Kraz sitting there. You know, this would have taken like 45 minutes with a Kraz. I could have used 2 Kraz, one with an 8-spot trailer, one with a 4-spot trailer. And just towed one with the other like I do all the time. They tow real nice. I wish I could snap my fingers and switch over that Maz to a high saddle with an M747 behind it. Oh, let's see. Metal beams. to reselect it between each one. Oh, nice cutscene. Cool. I think what I remember when I did this on the public server, that it gypped me out of the cutscene. You know what I see sitting right there? I suppose if I brought him up with the iceberg, I could finish the job with that thing. God, it's tempting to go grab that Kraz with the 747 behind it. What happened to my camera? You know, this thing ain't gonna make it. Maybe. Maybe I'll have to pull it in with the Maz. There it is. One large pipe on an 8-spot trailer. Well, it's got a 7-speed transmission. Let's see some speed out of it. I don't think it ever got out of second going through the swamp. Boy, it doesn't like any kind of a load. And it's getting squirrely. It's in 6th, and we're still barely moving. Not the gearing I would put in it. Now, trailer's over the guardrail on the back. The Azov, for some reason, can't seem to get off the guardrail. Come on, come on. One more turn, we're there. All right. Let's go finish this freaking job. I think the double steering leads to turning this long trailer too sharp. But here we are. Oh, it needs two large pipe? Oh, fuck. I could have hauled both of them on the 8th spot. But I would have had to bring in 12 rolled steel instead of 10. Well, I can take the Maz back for 2 more, but it won't haul the pipe. I'll fix it in the next one. In fact, I think I'll just leave it like this until I have both large pipe here. It's been almost an hour and a half. I'll pull this ahead until I get both large pipe here. So I want to finish it in one shot. There we go. That opens up the driveway. All right. Well, that was kind of a clusterfuck. As I stated, I'd never driven those trucks before. So now I've learned something about them. Neither one of them is really capable of carrying more than 2 spots of cargo. I mean, this thing did the job, and the Maz did the job, but took twice as long. So, all right. Well, thanks for watching. See you next time.